Guatemala Village Health has been working deep in the mountains of Guatemala for over a decade, where there are many villages that have no electricity, no cell signal, and no ability to call for help in emergencies. These villages, located north of Estor, Izabal, have no communications for consultation or emergency support. Recognizing this need, we have been working for the past year to design and install a system to deliver high-speed internet to the villages. A new tower relays signal from Estor to our clinic in Chinachabalchoch. This difficult terrain requires 2 segment links and an additional repeater near the clinic. As part of the system, we are also providing internet to the nearby Sekaka Middle School since the tower is built on their land. In the future, we will also feed internet to the schools in all of the villages in the area where we work: Nimlabenke, Marcahan Middle School, Chinachabalchoch, Chinabenke, Chabalchoch, and Semanzana. Using state-of-the-art wireless communications equipment and design software, we developed the system to transport the internet signal through radio links. We started by building a new internet radio tower on a mountain peak near Sekaka. This required clearing jungle vegetation. In August of 2022, we did an exploratory survey, blazing a new trail, to see whether this was a viable location for a new communication tower. Local villagers cleared the way, and we set up our temporary radio link to confirm that communication with the clinic would be successful. System testing showed that this was going to be a good site for the tower. To create a base for the tower, village volunteers carried heavy bags of sand, cement, and water up to the top of the mountain. The tower was built in 2 separate segments, a 6-meter base with a 6-meter top erected above it. We also had to make frames to mount the solar panels onto the tower. We mount solar panels onto the tower to maximize their effectiveness and deter theft and vandalism. Weather in the jungle is unpredictable. You never know when a tropical rainstorm might pop up unexpectedly. But it's all part of the job or adventure. No worries, in 10 minutes, the downpour moved on, and we were able to continue our work. Okay, we're getting ready to go up the mountain. I'm sitting here wondering what I forgot. This is the big day of all the days here. Let's hope it goes well. Now that the tower is constructed, we have to install all of the hardware on it. First, there are the solar panels. Then there's the cabinet that contains all the electronics and the lithium battery. Then, all of the other tools, wires, cables, and of course, safety gear. Next, all of this has to be hauled up to the mountain. The trail involves a 1,000-foot steep trek up the mountain. It's a hard hike, so we try to start it early in the morning before it gets too hot. Here are our project leaders coming up the trail. And our amazing and fearless team installing the first 4 solar panels. And then the cabinet with the charger and inverter, and also the battery to store the energy for those rainy days. In the pueblo of El Estor, internet signal is obtained from Zona X headquarters. Here, a Zona X employee mounts our dish on their tower. At the Chinachapachos Clinic, the rugged terrain prevented clear line of sight to the main tower, so it was necessary to build a small repeater tower. Here, our tower expert, Mario, aligns the dishes. The battery, charger, and power supplies are in a small doghouse at the base of the tower. Deep in the mountains is a Chinachapachos Health Clinic, the only source of health care for the surrounding villages, which was constructed by Guatemala Village Health with support from New World Villages and a grant from the William E Wockner Foundation. The first order of business was to install solar power. We added 4 panels on the roof, an electrical distribution panel, wiring between the floors, and also batteries and an inverter. Internet power supplies and a small network switch is mounted on the wall. Our team volunteer Joey is seen connecting the very first Wi-Fi hotspot in the entire valley.
Alright man, that's it. You got it.
Finished?
And finally, here we are plugging in the last connection to bring internet nearly 8 miles to the village where there has never been any cell service or other communications. Everyone got excited when they realized they could make internet phone calls on WhatsApp right there from the village. Siacaca is a beautiful village located where the Rio Sase makes its way through a narrow canyon to Lago Isabal. Because the tower sits on Siacaca land, it was a high priority to connect the middle school in the first phase. The Rio Sase flows through a beautiful canyon below the village. The Siacaca village leaders, including the middle school director, teacher, and mayor, were very happy to receive internet. An equipment panel brings internet signal into the classroom and community hotspot. Siacaca already had solar panels and even some computers in the middle school classroom. The computers saw internet for the first time during our visit. Many students were getting their first exposure to learn to use the internet for finding information and learning.